All right, everyone. Just want to say thank you guys for watching our video. Today, we are going to talk about a Jehovah's Witness shooting that happened on March 10th. There's a reason for all this. So let's start with my name is Tasha. I'm with Joseph Skills, and we have Angie, who is with
Hello,
the
the Exodus group.
Exodus group. So Angie, go ahead and tell us about the organization, the reason why, the purpose, everything.
I'm AngieBE. I've been out of the organization or high control religion over 20 years now. I created the Exodus group because of my own life experience. When I got out of the organization, of course, I was being shunned. So I had no help from anybody that I used to know, any friends, any family. And I had no quote unquote way in this new world that I was living in. For me personally, I didn't understand money. I didn't understand relationships with people because I was such in this organization where things were very much controlled. And to me, especially when it came to money, the world's going to come to an end anyway within 5 to 10 years. So therefore, I don't have to worry about credit. I'm never going to graduate from college. I'm never going to get married. So why worry? Just spend your money. That was 20 years ago. Okay. And so what I would do was, for lack of a better term, just go out, spend my money on bills. No, I'm sorry, spend my bills, spend my money on drinks.
I mean, we don't care about bills when the world's about to end anyway.
Right, exactly. That's exactly it. You want to drink, why not?
I mean, yes, pull it back just a little bit. So we're talking about high control organizations. What is considered a high control organization?
Good question. So Mr. Hassan, I can't remember his first name right now. He has a thing called a bite model, and we'll put this down in the description below, where he talks about there's 4 different areas in where religion controls a person: information, emotional control, and I forget the other 2 right now, forgive me, where the organization will control you in that you will be threatened to be kicked out if you are doing those things. And so for me personally, the organization I was a part of, it's behavior control, information control, thought control, and emotional control. And so in this bite model, he goes through the different ways and how the organization can control you. And this does not have to be a religion. Right. It can also be anything. And one best way to describe a high control religion is how you lead. Most of us know that if you become Baptist, you decide not to be Baptist anymore, your parents might say something, but they can still talk to you. If you're Catholic, if you're Buddhist, whatever, most times they will still talk to you if you lead that religion.
I mean, yeah, they will most likely be like, oh, I'm going to pray for you, but whatever.
Right. They're still going to pray for you, but they still going to invite you to Christmas dinner, right? Like they're going to ask you for money next week, okay?
Exactly.
With this organization that I was in, Jehovah's Witnesses, and that's one thing that people don't understand about Jehovah's Witnesses, and that's why it's called a high control religion, at least for me, is because once you're in, you're in. Once you get baptized, you're in. And they kind of make you slowly but surely cut off those who are not witnesses in your life. But if you decide to think for yourself and do something different and not go with their preaching or teaching or do something of your own mindset, what happens is they kick you out.
So if you were not born into this religion, I mean, were you born into this religion or did your family join in later?
Technically, I mean, they joined when I was 3, so born in.
Okay. So if someone, let's say like me, decide to become Jehovah's Witness and I got baptized, how long is it before I get baptized?
They kind of want you to study. You're going to study with the witnesses and come to meetings and you're going to start coming in service. So you're going to start knocking on doors. I would say short answer, a year.
Okay.
Yeah. So during that time, they would be like, okay, Angela, well, they would read you the scripture, bad association spoils useful habits, because, Angela does whatever, I know she has this business that's against religions. Is that something? And it is not a forceful, hey, get rid of Angela. Is that someone you want to be around?
Okay, so it's not something that happened immediately. They got to gradually warm you up to that. That would make sense. A lot of people don't realize this. My grandparents encouraged us to study different religions, go to different churches. And at one point, I have always been frequently approached by Jehovah's Witness because I'm deaf or hard of hearing. So as soon as they know I'm hard of hearing, or as soon as they know I know sign language, they're like on me like rights on rights.
Yeah, they were.
And they're like, well, the rest of society don't like you. They shun you. But we'll make everything acceptable for you. So I could see from a deaf and hard of hearing person perspective to feel welcome into something, especially in religion, You know, a lot of time, not all, but a lot of time, my experience of going to church, I didn't always have access,
Right.
hearing access, or where they'll pray over me because they want to fix my hearing loss. And I'm just like, I just want to worship with you guys. I don't need you to pray to fix me. Just like put the captions on the screen or something, like do
Exactly.
sign language. But Jehovah Witness did not do that. They did something entirely different. And I will have to give them points for that. But what I don't like about that is, like you said, they just gradually try to fix everything they think is wrong with you.
So one of the things is called love bombing. So when you first come in, it's a love bomb, and that's one of the things in the bite model, emotional control.
Right.
They welcome you in with all the love in the world.
Oh yeah, they did. They had interpreters, sign language, everything.
Right.
I was in. My Bible study was in sign language. That was the first time I ever seen something like that in my life. I was like, this is somebody that loved me.
Right, because I was part of the sign language congregation for a point. I used to interpret for my deaf friends. Yeah, all the songs and everything. And that meant the world to them that they could participate, but it's also control. Because what they're trying to tell you is you're imperfect now, but wait till paradise when you get your hearing back. Right. And you got to follow our rules to go to paradise.
So what are some of the rules that need to be followed to get to paradise? Like, what is this whole paradise thing with Jehovah's Witness?
Okay, so most people know Jehovah's Witnesses only believe in 144,000 only going to heaven.
Okay.
All right, so that's it. 144. After that,
is there a reason for that particular number?
There's a scripture somewhere in Revelation that says 144,000. There's a lot of organizations that do believe that, and a lot of other high control religions and cults that put that number out there. It's somewhere in Revelation. I'm not a doctrine person. I never have been, but I'm going to explain it in layman's terms. So now the issue is this: the joy is unlike in regular Christianity where you want to go to heaven.
Right.
In this organization, the goal is to go to paradise.
Paradise is not heaven?
No, paradise is going to be on earth.
Oh, okay. So,
okay, that's why your dead loved ones, if you ever go to a Jehovah's Witness funerals, I say it's funny now, but it's damn near a sales call for you to come join us so you can see your loved one again. They literally say that. For you to see Angela after she's died, you have to join us. So make sure you get a Bible study. That's what they say when they turn it into a sales call. All right, now, the only way you're going to be in paradise is one or two ways. If you've had the privilege of becoming a Jehovah's Witness, or you never had a Jehovah's Witness call on your door. Now,
that means everybody that don't get recruited by Jehovah's Witness.
Right. So it's a doomsday cult. Okay, it's a doomsday organization, but they don't lead with that. They lead with a paradise. They say, well, everybody's got a chance. But again, if you're not a Jehovah's Witness, then you don't have a chance.
So this brings me up with the Watchtower. So you start with paradise, you're going to go to paradise, but then at the same time, you see the magazine and it says the Watchtower. So this doesn't seem to link to me. If you
forget why they named the Watchtower, that's something that was carried on from the founder, Charles Taze Russell. I forget why they named the Watchtower. And the Awake magazine, the more social magazine, came in the 70s.
I would like the Watchtower compared to the Awake. Like the Awake is more related to that paradise, but then the Watchtower is kind of doom and gloom and everything. So I don't know. It was something I was thinking about while I was talking to you, and I think I want to touch on that later because I feel like it's deeper thing that we want to do with that one. But other than the high power religion, just explaining that and explaining how your organization, again, you got out of it 20 years ago. Then you wanted to start the organization again. The organization is for what again?
So the Exodus group is to help people transition out of the religion. So what happens is you've been cut off. Like in my case, I grew up in it. I knew nothing about money. I knew nothing about school. I could not go to college. I graduated school with a 3.8. But I could not go to college. I was book smart, yes. But like most of us, I knew how to drive, yes, thank goodness. But I didn't know how to handle money. I didn't know who I was. And so for 15 years, and there's a lot of other people that are coming out now that don't even have social skills because they've been in this religion, or they've been in this one. Imagine you be in a room for all your life.
Right.
You've been in a dark room. You might have TV. You can see that there's other stuff, but you've been in one room with one bathroom all your life. And now you realize that house is a mansion. What do you do? Like, how do you?
How to freak out? I mean, you definitely don't want to go check out. Some people will say, okay, I'm about to look at the other mansion. But other people would not come out that room. And I think when we were comfortable, but Why wouldn't some people not come out that wrong?
It's comfortable. There's people that they don't want to leave. My friends are here. I know this. We are people that want to know what's going on. Like I know this space. So therefore, that's the same reason why some people don't leave small towns. Even though they want more money, they want more things. They might come up to the big city.
Right.
But there's fear. And so the organization does a really good job of keeping you fearful of what's outside of the organization, so that when you do come out, you're in a state of scaredness. And so
what type of fear did you have when you had to leave?
I was a very social person, so I wasn't very scared of meeting people. However, now there's a lot of people we're taught to be scared of people that are not Jehovah's Witnesses. They're going to take advantage of you. They're going to rape you. They're going to murder you. They're going to do something to you. So you need to stay with God's true loving organization. The only people that love you are here.
Okay.
And so when you do come out and you don't have friends, you don't know anybody, you don't trust them because you've been told all the time, all your life, that those people are bad. So I created the Exodus group so that there'd be an easy transference out, because the suicide rate is very high. Again, if you don't have a family or whatever, and you're younger or whatever, or you're living with somebody's witness, you get kicked out. Where do you go? You might not, you have a job, maybe, yes, but again, just like me, I didn't realize I had to pay rent on the first of each month. Like I knew I had to pay it, but it wasn't a priority because the world's coming to an end next month. The world's coming to an end next month, so why do I have to pay rent?
I mean, I'm not paying no rent. I'm about to buy me a new car or something. Like, I'm not paying rent. I'm not even paying on that car note at all.
Right. So it's very, very challenging to, and I did my work. I'm still doing work on myself to just say, okay, hey, wait, no, I need to step back and go, okay, maybe they lied, and start, one, healing myself, but two, making sure that I know that, you know what, I am not alone. Because they make you feel, once you get out, you're very alone, you're very isolated. You're told that the world is going to come and get you. You're told that God doesn't love you. You're told that you're worse than the crap on the earth. And
so with that in mind, and not like talking about the social skills and the life skills aspect. And I mean, I'm sure all of us probably have parents that had those life skills that would have been passed on to your children. Are they not doing that? Or what is the role of the parents? I think there's like a disconnect in saying, okay, well, the organization did not teach you those life skills. What about your parents? They're paying rent on time, right? Like, how is that impactful for somebody who is leaving the organization or who's trying to get out?
I'm going to say it like this. Let me say it like this. Yes, I mean, I never learned how to cook until I was in my mid-30s. But again, my mother didn't sit me down to teach me how to cook because I was never supposed to get married.
Oh, you're not supposed to get married?
No. What I mean was this: the world was supposed to come to an end before I got married. They never thought I was going to graduate high school. Like, I was never supposed to graduate high school. I was never supposed to. You get what I'm saying? So
yes.
Remember, I'm in the 90s, okay? I'm an 80s, 90s baby, all right? So you got this 5-year-old child. To me personally, this is my experience, not anybody else's. They really never set me down. Yes, I know how to count. Yes, I know 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I got to pay my bills or whatever. Like, you know, but why does she need to know how to cook, clean? Because she's never going to get married because the world's coming to an end soon.
Do they have a date of when the world is coming?
There's no date. There's no date, but there's always it's around the corner. It's around the corner. And they keep the sense of urgency of, now when COVID hit, oh girl, when COVID hit.
That was it. That was the sign, right?
Oh yeah, because they stopped meeting.
COVID was a sign for everyone. I'm not gonna lie. I remember talking to so many people, you know, everyone saying, oh, this is the end of time. It's a wrap right here. And you know, for a lot of people, it did feel that way.
It did. And for a lot of people, it was, God rest their soul. But not in the way that they thought. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And so now they went to Zoom meetings and everything like that, and everybody was ready for it. But also during that, a lot of people woke up because they wasn't constantly getting that love bombing. They weren't constantly in that attention. And so now they could actually Google stuff quietly without the others seeing and go, wait, this is not right. So a lot of people came out and a lot of people woke up. A lot of people woke up during COVID and they're still waking up now. So they don't ever have, it's not a date.
Okay, it's not a date. Not a date.
No,
I'm just sitting up and wondering, like, you know, I remember when we was doing Bible study learning a little bit of Jehovah's Witness, and I remember witnessing people getting married during that time. So it kind of threw me off hearing, well, you wasn't supposed to get married because
I'm not gonna say they're not supposed to get married. There are people that get married, but at the same time, the children. I will be honest about this. The one thing that still affects me to this day is having children.
Okay.
Because we were programmed to wait to the new system to have kids.
What is the new system?
The paradise. Wait to the paradise earth.
So don't have kids right now. Just wait till you go to paradise to have children.
Wait till you get to paradise. And there's plenty of women out there who have gotten married, yes, but are waiting for the new order and have literally lived their lives and, menopause, died, whatever, because they're waiting for paradise to have children. Now, there's plenty of people out there that did have children, okay? But what happens is the missionaries or the higher ups in the congregation will be like, now they don't abort, of course, but are you sure this is the right time to have a child right now?
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like, and
right.
That's the question. It's a leading question.
Right.
And I mean, honestly, like right now, looking at the news right now, who wants to have a kid right now? But at the same time, to me, it's only different because we have the internet that's in our face. You get what I'm saying? It's the same shit, different day.
Are they utilizing the internet to kind of bring people in, like with all the? And I bring this up because a lot of people say it's more crime now than it was in the past, and I'm just like, I don't know. I really think it's because we have too much access to information and things are being replayed over and over to make us think that it's more crime. But I really think it's kind of,
from what I can tell from the things that I've listened to and seen, the numbers have actually gone down.
Right.
However, because again, we have more time, we have Google, we have 24/7 news channels now that literally play the same thing over and over again. Like we saw this during 9/11, where the kids kept thinking that the children of that time, because they kept showing the picture of the plane going in.
Yes, I remember that.
The children thought that the plane was still going in every time. Like it was just, the building will go back up and the plane will go back in. And they didn't know the difference of that being a video.
Right.
Versus it's actually happening over and over again. And I think our brains do something similar where you just subconsciously, if you keep seeing stuff over and over again, of course, you're going to think that, like, it's like the black man syndrome. I have a friend that's a police officer who is African-American that says, yeah, Angela, I'm guilty. She goes, because all you hear is black man this, black man that, black man this, black man that. We don't hear Asian man this, white man this. You hear black man. So you're constantly tuned in for, he's going to hurt me.
That is true. I do remember reading about how the police training, they're trained to focus on one area, pictures that they have is one particular character and everything. So we can do that all day.
Yeah, I mean, it's a funny hack. I tell people all the time, like, I don't do that. I was like, okay, Google it. Just Google black man and then Google white man. Just Google. They
never in any news article outlet and whatever, it's always man in referring to a white person. But when they talk about a minority, black man, Asian man, Thai man.
But when you Google black man or you Google white man, when you Google black man, you get pictures of someone incarcerated. It takes about, you got to go down 4 or 5 lines before you get a man in a suit, a black man in a suit.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, when you get white man, you get instantly suit and tie.
So with his children, going to work, playing with his dog Rover, the golden receiver, feeding the fish, like all type of stuff, of stuff. Yeah, it's really sad.
So that programming we're already experiencing that programming, and they take that programming to another level. That's all.
Okay, so I was thinking about the program and thinking about the 9/11 because I want to go back to how we talked about when you were kicked out. But before we get into that, I also want to kind of go back to the shooting that happened on March 10th, where a young man, March 10th in Germany, and he went to the Jehovah's Witness hall and killed 7. I think one other person ended up dying, 8 people, and then went upstairs and committed suicide. I don't know if they added, So basically, in total, 9 people have died in that shooting. And in that article, they were saying that he was kicked out of the organization. He's a former member, had not been a member for 2 years. And I'm making sure I understand. And they also said he had some mental health issues. In the updated article that I pulled up, you're going to like this one. They have said that police received an anonymous letter that warned that he had a gun, that he was mentally unstable, and he had anger against religious groups, including Jehovah Witness. So when I was reading that, and what do you think about what I just said there?
I am not condoning what he did at all.
Right.
I'm not condoning, but I want you to imagine everybody that you know right now that you talk to every day, not even not talking to you, but literally
turning their back on you.
Literally turning your back on you. You can't even say, hey, can you get me that pen on the other side of the room? Now imagine if you live with a person that's doing that, because if you're a husband and wife, or a child, they have to do that too. Parents do that. Parents will do that to their children. Spouses will do that to their spouse in the same house until one of them moves. So we are not able to, if we have children, me and my husband have children together, great, cool. We can't talk to daddy anymore. So literally, and this goes down to the children. One of my friends has children, her brother, who she's out, he's in. But when she actually did get removed from the organization, that the kids go to school together. The day at school, kids are talking. They're cousins, right? That Thursday, literally, the cousins turned their back on the other cousins.
I really can imagine my cousin doing that.
And literally, I had to talk to my nephews and go, okay, I'm sorry. This is what's going on and this is what's happening. But they're like, I just want to say, hey, and tell him about the game that I rent. I want to hand him back his game that I borrowed from him yesterday. Nope. Imagine, now start from there. Start life from there. Where do you start? You can't go to anybody you used to know. You don't know anybody outside. And you don't trust anybody outside because you've been told not to trust anybody outside. So start.
What are some of the ways to get shunned? Like, what would, first of all, I can't get out of my head that these parents would go home and shun their own children, but like,
I'm getting a text right now from somebody on Instagram that someone's trying to commit suicide because she can't move fast enough and because her parents are shunning her. I'm literally getting a text right now. So Angela, I need you to call her.
Did they say why does she know why she's being shunned?
Yeah, they know. So you know why you're getting disfellowship. So when you get disfellowship, there's a lot of reasons. You're smoking, drinking in excess, sex before marriage. Hey, sex, that was mine. I got disfellowship for having the sex. You can get disfellowship for blood transfusions. Just keeping yourself alive.
Right. Yeah, I'm definitely dead tomorrow. That won't be happening for me. Thinking about that, about the whole blood transfusion, I read the article. It's on BBC, and they did an interview with, I believe would he be considered a pastor?
You can use pastor. The elders are called pastors.
Okay, so they did an interview with the elder, and he was saying that right now people are scared, they traumatized, and they're trying to circle the whole congregation around the individual that was shot or severely injured. Because remember, I believe 8 people have passed, but there was also people that was injured, including a woman who lost her unborn baby.
Lost her baby, right.
So they were saying something along the line in that article that kind of really made me think about something. They said we're going to just gather around these people, uplift them. And the article mentioned that they are getting life-saving care, but they will not be getting blood transfusion. Yeah. Which is against the organization wish. So I thought that was interesting that they included that in the article.
They did that.
What is this whole thing against the blood transfusion? That's what I'm trying to figure out. And the thing is, I'm trying to figure out is these people were shot after service, some murdered before your very eyes, sent to the hospital, barely holding on, and they're going there saying, you know what? Save your life, but no blood transfusion. Like, who's gonna remember that when you've seen something as traumatic as that?
Oh, yeah, they will stick to it. They will stick to it. So the issue with blood, for what I gathered, again, I'm not a doctor in person. There's probably somebody in the comments that's going to correct me, and that's fine. So between the first president and the second president of the witnesses, a lot of changes happened. All right. Okay. And actually, there's a whole story that I'm not going to get into, but actually, the first president picked somebody, but that person was not able to become president because the other guy did a coup, basically, and took him down and became president. Okay. All right. This particular guy basically put in the rules of no Christmas, I forget why the No Blood started. I think he started No Blood. He's the one that started No Holidays and No Birthday stuff. He's the one that started all of the whole no beards in America, at least, because again, the first guy had a beard. So therefore he told all the men no beards. Just all the stupid rules came from him, for lack of a better term.
Okay,
And they
so we
just,
don't have to go through those rules at another time, because
but
that
it's not even rules. It's just, honestly, and I wrote an article about that today. It can literally change from congregation to congregation.
so it depends on what congregation that you are in.
Right. Because
That
in
will
some congregations, it might be like, okay, like I grew up in South Georgia. So I know, like, if I had to go to work today, I couldn't. If I had to go to, like, if I worked at Chick-fil-A, when I did work at Chick-fil-A, and I'm like, I got to be at work at 12, but I got to go to church right now. Okay, fine. I'm going to wear my outfit, still praise, but I would get punished. Like a elder would come to me and say, you need to wear a dress and change at work.
Oh, okay.
But it's all stuff that one person has against, not in the Bible, but they will use the Bible to support that belief. Does that make sense?
Right.
So if I believe this is a purple pen, I'll use the Bible to tell you and reason with you why this is a purple pen.
Oh, okay. In Leicester says 5:9 verses 87, whatever.
Exactly. After reading this, and this is the other thing, do you believe this is a purple pen? Because if I say no, I'm challenging the elder, and I can't do that.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So now I'm either challenging him in his stupid belief that this is a purple pen, or I just have to say yes and act like this is a purple pen.
How many people, because I'm never going to believe that's a purple pen. I'm just not. But how many people within this organization going to get their belief and accepting what is being told to them? Like, how are you able to?
Because it starts slowly. It starts so slow.
So you don't automatically come up and say this is a purple pen.
No.
You're not going to do that. You're going to.
Brainwashing takes time.
Right.
Let's use an example. I'm going to use something as an example, but why do women, I'm going to use a broader term, not all women, okay? But I'm using this as an example. Women who have domestic violence issues and stay with that man.
Mm-hmm.
And that man has beat the shit out of her. And she is like, he still loves me. He bought me flowers.
Yeah. Programming.
He still loves me. He paid the bills this week.
And if he doesn't hit me, that means he doesn't love me.
Right.
Right. Okay. I kind of get that.
And I don't know how to explain it, because it's one of those things that people ask me all the time, because in school, I would have to answer one way, but at church, at the hall, I answered another way. And that kind of got me sometimes. But again, because my parents are my parents, and I believe my parents, and I believe my elders, and I'm a child, I believe, and that is God. I said, you know what? They know better than me. That's what I did.
Yeah. And for most child would anyway.
Right. Now the millennials have changed the game.
Yeah, they are.
And I'm glad. I'm with them. I'm with them because they're waking up at 18, 13. They're literally sitting on social media on their phones, texting each other. And there's something called physically in, mentally out, PIMO.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened during, a lot of people are waking up, but they're still in because they don't want to lose their family.
Mm-hmm. I get that.
They're still in because if I tell my wife or my husband that I'm questioning this Bible verse, they literally move families out. Like, I would just come home and my husband's gone. That's how deep the control is.
What do you think with the advance in technology and internet, is that them losing control, or is that them trying to find other ways to keep control?
Both.
Okay.
They are losing control, yes, with the internet. However, like I told somebody else in my comments the other day, because yes, we all have information technology, but just like anything else, our algorithms are different. We all know, okay, I'm going to use Democrat and Republican. I'm not going to say what side I'm on, but we all know that Fox News is going to say one thing about the situation, and NPR is going to say something completely different about the situation.
Right.
Now, if you're tuned in to Fox News, you're not going to see what NPR is saying about it. So you're going to think that it's the left's fault. But if you're turning
you will go with information that more in line in where you live in and with your reality is.
And you're not going to question it, right? Most people, especially after Donald Trump, me included, don't go to Fox and go see what they're saying about it. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You're not going to question. Most people are not going to go, okay, they're saying this, okay, it must be something in the middle.
Right.
Now it's, they just lying.
automatically.
Oh, they just lying.
Right.
Oh, they stole the election. Oh no, they not saying here or there. So your algorithm, even in the law of attraction, whatever you believe, you're going to point out. So if I believe that the world is coming to an end and there's more danger, I'm going to keep proving that to myself with the news.
Right.
I'm going to keep proving that. I'm going to see more cops. I'm going to see more Black men killing people. I'm going to see all that stuff. And it's going to keep me there with them.
Okay.
Because I'm scared. But if I believe in love, peace, and all understanding, and you know what? I'm going to protect myself the best way I can and whatever, and my other change of mindset, then I'm going to attract that.
Right.
I'm going to attract people that's that way. And I'm like, okay, yes, someone got shot the other day. Pray for them. I'm sorry. But I'm going to sit here and meditate and whatever, and, you know, however you do that. So, and still believe there's love and peace in the world. Because as you know, there's plenty on Instagram or any social media. There's plenty of, you know, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. There's also the good news channels.
Right.
I follow a couple of those good news networks, and they're awesome. People saving people, people loving on people, people paying for people's stuff. But that never gets on the news, does it?
No, it never do. It's not provocative enough. They actually did a study saying that we tend to dwell on negative things more than the positive things.
So that's the reason why for that. And I've just learned this. Back before we had electricity, it actually saved our lives. If I remember that berry killed my auntie, I'm not going to eat that berry.
Right.
If I remember that river floods when it's cold, I'm going to stay away from it. So fear does have a place.
Right.
But now the media has turned it against you or us so that you're constantly in fear and never seen the good. Yes, our brains think 80% negative. That's fine. But which thought are you going to lean on? Yes, I could be, hold up. I say this to my clients all day, because this is one of my beliefs coming out of the organization. I ain't nothing but shit. I'm shit. I'm nothing but shit. Now, to keep myself down, I'm shit. Then I change the sentence. I am the shit. You know, we buy shit from Lowe's, right? If you're a gardener, you can buy shit. Shit is very valuable. You buy manure for your gardener. And what grows out of shit? Mushrooms, your food, your grass that feeds people, okay? So you can either be shit or the shit.
But how long did it take for you to change that mentality? Again, you didn't leave on your own accord at the beginning. And when you were forced out, because, and I'm going to connect it to the article, the young man who did the shooting, he was not a member for 2 years. They claim he had a mental health issue. And I know we discussed it before. And I was thinking to myself, who told him that he had a mental health issue?
He didn't. That's the organization talking about him because they got to put a label on it. He only had a mental issue. Okay, so I'll answer that question in a second. The other one. For the organization standpoint, if you leave, Jill, why would you leave a mansion? Why would you leave the nicest house in America? Think about the nicest house in America that you would love to live in. Why would you leave that house?
I would leave that house if it's not comforting. But
okay. So Jehovah's Witnesses believe they're the nicest house. It has everything that you want in the house. Okay. So to them, if you leave this organization, you're mentally ill. Automatically. Now, not to discern that you're already cut off everybody you ever knew. So of course that changes your mind and your chemistry. So that does lead to some mental disturbances. I will say that, yes, but that is a cause and effect.
Right.
That is not.
You didn't leave just to leave, and then all of a sudden you have mental health issues. So, quick question: do they believe in mental health? Period. Like, is that
I don't know currently. Back when I was in, no. And for me personally, it took me. I was physically out, but mentally in. So to me personally, for about 10 to 12 years after I left, I was still judging myself on the things I learned then and beat myself up for it, saying that God didn't love me. Literally beating myself up for it. And I can see why there's a number of people committing suicide, because I've been programmed to believe that because I'm not in this organization anymore, God will never love me again. I will never be right, ever, no matter what I do. And it took a client of mine to wake me up. And It was, and waking up is a process. It's just a long process. And there's plenty of people who are in right now who are waking up and starting over before they leave. And there's some like me that, who are out, who are forced out, and still believe that this is the truth and this is God's true organization, and are beating themselves up for, like I was beating myself up for having sex. I love some sex. My husband knows this, okay? Love it, all right? Hey, but I would do it and then beat myself up for it constantly, every time.
What was going through your head? Because now I'm thinking about this man. We are assuming he might have got kicked out. He's been out for 2 years, and you live with that in your head. You don't have your family. You don't have your friends. Everybody's shunning you. No one's checking on you. You don't have no social skills. You don't have anything. And you, for the next couple years in your head, I am shit. God don't love me.
Not to mention,
what would go in someone's head?
Not to mention, again, when you're trying to come back, let's say he's trying, because he was there at the meeting. And in order to come back, you had to sit there in the back of the hall and have everybody shun you, not talk to you, not look at you, damn near, bump you and shit, not talk to you for at least 6 months to a year before they reinstate you.
That gotta be horrible.
So imagine high school. Okay.
Oh, I did not want to go back to high school. I remember that. Right. I remember the mean girl, the clique, the invisibility.
Right.
That's
imagine
horrible.
High school and you are not the cool person at all and no one's talking to you.
I was.
There we go.
You know what got me through high school was knowing that eventually it will end and I get to go home. My family loves me. But
if you don't have that,
that's it. That's everything. Especially for younger children, because I know you have mentioned a lot of youth being kicked out. But I'm just trying to think about this because they said that he did the shooting after service. He didn't go during service. He committed the shooting after service when they was having social hours or whatever. And I'm thinking him walking through the door and
no, I bet you he sat there through service. He might have sat there through service. Remember, if he's trying to come back, I don't know either way. But again, right. If he's trying to come back, he's been out for 2 years, he's trying to come back. Let's say he has family in and he's trying to talk to his family again. He's got to sit there and be shunned the whole time, even during service. You're sitting there looking at people, knowing damn well that we friends. And you want to talk to them about the game, but I can't even say nothing to you. We might even work together. I've literally had clients, I don't ever mention it. They go to my social media, they don't even take back their money. They say, we no longer can talk to you anymore. I don't say nothing about anything when I'm training them at all.
So they thinking they working with you, who is someone who's not even part of the organization.
Right.
Then find your information and like, oh, snap, you are a former member. We can't talk to you anymore. But it didn't matter when they originally talked to you because you were
there's a double standard because I, quote unquote, knew the truth. Even with my husband, when I got married, and when me and my husband were dating, no, he was already bad because he was dating me. My cousins did not understand. My aunt died last year. I got so much stuff from my cousins. And so my cousin hangs out with my mom. He has never been a witness. So they can hang out. They go to bars. They drink. So when he saw me, he has heard her side of the story, which is fine. I'm the villain in that story. So he approached me with it. You need to call your mom. You need to do whatever you need to do to get back to your mother. I'm not about to be a Jehovah's Witness again. I'll go back on February 31st. Thank you. All right. That means 2 other days have to happen before I go back. That are not in February. Okay. He literally drilled me. So what I did was this. I stopped talking and I sent him some videos on YouTube because he just thought it was me because I'm the only witness that he, person has been out. So I sent him I sent him a Vice video and another documentary. And he said, I don't see your mother doing that. I said, well, that's why she's shunning me.
It's hard to believe that a mom was outside of having an organization that's sitting up there telling you you need to shun your own child. Like, that's just crazy and hard to comprehend that.
For her, she's doing what God told her to do in her eyes.
So God told her.
Yes, the organization, which is a representation of God, tells her to shun me so that I can come back. I'm supposed to be wanting to talk to her so much that I get back into the organization. I'm not supposed to live a happy life. The happy life I have right now, and that's why I created this group to show this, the happy life that I have right now, like she didn't come to my wedding.
Is your husband an ex-witness?
No, he's not.
Okay.
But in her mind, he's the one keeping me from joining back.
So basically, you're married to Satan.
Yeah, he's holding me back from coming in.
Okay.
Like I can't make my own decision. God forbid. I have a brain.
I was thinking about this. So we keep going back and hitting to when you get kicked out, how you are not part of the organization. We don't know what happened to this man, but what happened with you? Why are you not part of the organization? How did you get kicked out? You said you had sex. How did they find out you had sex? Did you get caught?
No, well, no.
Like, what you doing?
No one walked in on me, okay? Long story short, one of my friends got mad at me about something. We went to a concert, and she got mad at me about something that happened at the concert. So she told the elders. By this time, I was already finished. By this time, I'm already like, I don't care anymore. I don't care. And I'm very much.
How long did it take for you to get to that I don't care anymore? Like, what got you there?
I knew for me personally, when I started having sex, so I had started having sex in May of 2001.
Okay, now I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about this in my head. So we are gonna die before you even have to get married anyway, right? Right. That's the mindset. So you're not gonna get married ever again. Why block having sex? Like,
because just like any other Christian religion, you need to have sex to be married. Get married,
but you're not gonna get married.
Well,
the world about to end tomorrow. If the world ended tomorrow, we are all gonna have sex, pretty much. Right?
That's where I was at. I'm like, okay, I'm done waiting on I was done waiting on paradise. By this time, because I wasn't supposed to graduate high school either. My parents literally told me when I was in 6th grade, the world's gonna come to an end before you graduate high school.
Why are you even going to school?
So now, I guess not to go into defects. Exactly. I'm 21 now. I have graduated school. I've been a missionary for this organization, and I still wasn't happy.
Right.
And for me personally, I wanted to be happy. By this time, I wanted to be happy. And the guy at the time, he was there. Yeah, I did it. And she guessed. I never told anybody, ever. But she got mad at me about something. And she went and told the elders. And by that time, I was like, you know what? And I'm in my head at that time, I knew God was looking at me, and God already knew. So I thought if I lied, I would get punished, because the elders knew in my head at the time. Now I know they don't. Okay. But I believe that the elders talked to God, and they were told to come to see me.
Right.
So if I lied, I would have been banished. I mean, already, disciplined. So I decided not to lie, and I told the truth, thinking that if I told the truth, I would be okay.
Okay. So they found out you had sex. She told them. She said, Elder Angie's out here getting freaky dinky with Billy, and you need to handle that. Okay, that's the first step. Did they go to your parents? Did your parents come to you? How did that whole process work?
So this time I'm an adult. I'm still with my parents. My dad's an elder too. There's this thing called a judicial committee, because Jehovah's Witnesses had this thing where they handle their own, they police their own people. So I sit in a room by myself with 3 men, and they asked me what happened. Well, first, there's 3 meetings. The first meeting is them reasoning with me why sex is wrong. The second meeting is them reasoning with me why sex is wrong. And I guess the third meeting, I can't remember exactly which meeting or whatever, they asked me all these questions. Questions that included who initiated the sex. Now, mind you, I'm in a room by myself with 3 men.
How old are these men?
Over 40. 40, 60 years old. Yeah.
Oh, what's the room like? What is this room that you're in?
I'm in a room. I'm in the library of the church.
Library of the church. Is it warm? Is it cold? Is it like, do they have the light shining on you? Like, I'm just trying to figure. Is this an interrogation?
But it's so intense, because there's 3 men, and they're all looking at you, asking you who initiated the sex. Did you have oral sex? Did you perform oral sex? Did you come? How many times did you come? Did he force you to insert? Did you do it in the anus? Did you squirt? I got asked by 3 men how many times I orgasmed. I also got asked how many times did I have sex in the past 3 months, which I answered truthfully.
When they would ask you these questions, how do you feel when they asked you these questions?
I was trying to stay, because I thought that they already knew, because they talked to God. Because I bought the religion hook, line, and sinker. I drank, bad term, I drank the Kool-Aid. I believed in the Kool-Aid. I did. Okay. So I thought that
did you feel embarrassed when you answered these questions? Do you feel that
I felt
were
maybe a little embarrassed?
Invasive?
I didn't think they were invasive at all. I never thought they were invasive because I knew God already knew what I did. So therefore, I'm going to tell you because I'm telling you that I wanted to tell the truth so that I could come back.
What do you think if you lied,
I thought they would know.
They would know immediately that you lied immediately. How long did the first meeting last? Where they asked you? How long did all the meetings last?
I think each one was an hour and a half most. I think my last one was 2 hours.
So when they would ask me questions, was it like back to back, or was it like, can you elaborate more? Blah blah blah. Because it literally sounded to me like some.
Oh, I had to go into detail.
So you gave details on exactly what you did.
I did.
That could have been like a book right there. Okay.
And that's why a lot of people think that these men are, and I do believe now know what I know now, they nasty. Because why the hell do you need to know all that? I'm having sex. What else? Like, that's all you need to know. Don't worry about what kind of sex I'm having.
Was there a certain act that was deemed more sinful when they would ask you these questions?
Now that I know now, oral is the most sinful.
Or was the most sinful? Did they ask you if you wore a condom? Did you get STD testing? When the last time you get a test? Did you are you on birth control or
nope? I wouldn't be on birth control because I'm not married.
Okay, but you never getting married, so what's the point? What's the point? It's a free for all. So are women within the group allowed to get on birth control when they're married, but not before marriage?
That I'm unclear about.
Obviously, they can't have sex.
Yeah, I'm unclear about the birth control.
Okay.
And I think a lot of people, yeah, I'm unclear because I was never married in an organization. Thank God. But from what I hear on Reddit and in the groups, that you're told not to have oral sex with even your married partner. So let's say me and my husband are together and we're witnesses. If he wants to have oral sex, I'm required to go talk to the elders.
What about anal?
Yeah, that too.
Okay. All right. I have one other question in regards to this whole sex thing. It was in my head. It was good. You look, I was
You're good. I'm so comfortable. It's cool.
So I'm thinking about this oral sex thing, and if he asks you, you're required to go to the elders and tell them that he asked. Hypothetically, what would they do if he asked?
Say that one more time.
So if you guys was married in the organization and you go to the elders and say, my husband asked me to have oral sex, what would they do to him? Would they do the same thing that they did with you? Have a meeting? Okay.
Now, the thing is, if I required my husband to have oral sex and he didn't want to, and he told the elders, my husband would be in the meeting with me. But if my husband did it, I couldn't be in the room with my husband. Because my husband's the head, quote unquote, head of my household. Women don't have a high ranking in this organization.
Okay.
The highest ranking a woman can have is missionary, basically. And that's it. Unless she's married to an elder. That's a position, but she's not doing the work. You get what I'm saying? She's married to an elder. She's married to the district overseer. This thing is set up just like a fast food restaurant. Like, you have your district manager walking through.
Right.
So they have a district manager that comes through to all the organizations, all the kingdom halls. And those are the women that I talk about that say they got married, but they're going to wait until paradise to have their children. So they might be on birth control because if they're district or CO overseers, they can't have children.
I mean, that would bring to mind that only 144,000 people are going to heaven or going to paradise. And if I was thinking that way, if I had children, I would have to wonder will my children be able to go too.
No. We're going to paradise. No. Paradise and 144,000 are different. Heaven is heaven. Paradise is on earth. Everybody can go on paradise.
Oh, everybody going to paradise?
That's Jehovah's Witness.
Okay.
So yeah, if I had children, great, cool, they can be in paradise.
Okay.
So the 144,000 is the VIP club.
Oh, they're in the VIP of paradise.
No, not VIP. Right there in heaven.
Lord, I'm confused.
So subtract. Okay, so Christianity thinks that heaven is paradise.
Yes.
Take the two and divide them.
Got you.
They're not one. So they take heaven and paradise and divide them. Heaven is heaven with God and Jesus. Paradise is on earth, like where you are right now.
Okay.
But everybody on this earth is gonna be gone.
Right.
We're gonna, God's gonna kill the people that are not Jehovah's Witnesses, including me, because I'm a sinner that likes to have the sex.
I mean, you over here having sex.
I'm over here just,
getting down on
so,
the anyway.
God's gonna kill me.
So is sex education taught at all, right? It's not, right?
I don't know. My mother taught me sex ed when I was in first grade. She sat me down and taught me what penis and vagina was. So I don't know about everybody else though.
Okay.
I can't answer the question.
Okay. So I guess that benefits you.
But I will say this: there's a Young People Ask book. The book called Young People Ask came out when I was younger. That's how old I am. And in that book was 2 chapters on masturbation. And so we did a family study with my mother, with my father, with my sister, and me about what masturbation was and why it was wrong.
So masturbation is wrong.
Oh yes.
And oral sex.
Oral sex is wrong too.
Okay.
Of course, so LGBTQ. LGBTQ is wrong too, by the way. Yeah.
I mean, that's everybody. Everybody wants to be against the LGBT. So you had a meeting with them. They asked you questions. What was the next step?
They had a quick meeting, and because what they said was this: at the time I started a new job in Atlanta, and I wanted to be in my job in Atlanta. But they told me if I go to Atlanta, they were going to disfellowship me. I had to stay and make it. I mean, in my hometown. And I started a new job. It was my dream job. So I went to work.
And that was it.
And that was it. That Wednesday, I got my Angela Emery is no longer a Jehovah's Witness. My mom called me and cussed me out because she didn't.
And they didn't even tell her ahead of time.
You're not supposed to tell people ahead of time. You can't even tell people bye.
How did they let you know that you was out? Through phones or text message?
They
email?
told me there that Sunday. It was like a Sunday night. They told me we're going to disfellowship you if you don't. You got 7 days to rebuke, whatever. But if you don't come back and say anything by 7 days, we're going to read you on this day. And they told me, but I can't tell my parents. I can't tell my friends. So mind you, my friends are calling me. My friends, I'm hanging out with them a little bit. I mean, by this time I'm in Atlanta now, so I'm not really hanging out with them, but they're calling me. And I'm not supposed to say anything because that gives a connection. I don't know what the word is. I forget what it was. You can put it in the comments below. But that gives a connection to people.
Okay.
They disconnect you really violently and really suddenly. So for you personally, it's like when somebody dies, like, wait, I just saw her yesterday. Same thing. Wait, she's disfellowship. I just talked to her yesterday. And they hold you hostage that way.
How did that disconnection feel for you?
At the time, it wasn't as freeing as it is now. It's very freeing now. At the time, it's like the world stopped when it actually happened. I equate it to the day after 9/11. You remember that day?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that day was like it was a stillness. It was quiet. Like, you don't hear the plane going over. You don't know what's gonna happen. We was just remember it
was quiet.
Yeah, we just sat in our living room, watched that same video over and over again, and nobody talked. It was just...
no one talked. No one looked at each other. Everybody was kind of their own, in their own head. Most people stayed home. Businesses closed that day. Like that. I didn't know what to do. Now, I like to make friends really easily. So therefore, I was already living with my new boyfriend at the time. And I had a job. I had a place to go to. And I was already making new friends. And I still have some of those friends to this day, thank God. But if you ask those friends right now, like, yeah, there were some times where they're like, Angela, you don't know, especially culture, especially Black culture, 90s Black culture. I knew nothing about it. So nothing. So you don't know who Debo is? No. You don't know how to play games? No. You don't know how to play spades? No. I'm the wild one at the parties, because y'all already did this in your teenage years, right? And I'm just free. And people are like, she's this age, why is she doing this? She never got to live. So the social cues were missed. And that's what's happening with a lot of people now, because they're missing social cues. They're missing this information because they never were taught it, but people are judging them.
Because you're going against social norm of what is
right. So you're supposed to already be doing this stage in your life, but it's like a 20-year-old learning how to walk for the first time. Right. And you're like, why did you learn how to walk? Did something happen to you? No. I was just told I couldn't walk. But you're 20. And it doesn't compute to people who have never been through that situation. I had a ton of people tell me, oh, I would have Googled everything. I would never believe it. I'm like, until you're in a situation, don't say that.
I mean, no, I think, and I tell people this, I had to learn this myself. You just can never say what you would have done until you've been in that situation. But a lot of time I had to like eat my own words because I said I would have never. Hell no, you're not living that life. You're not in that situation. So therefore, no telling what you would have done. No telling what you wouldn't. So like you said, you had a job. What do you say the job? Let me rephrase that. You had friends that was outside of the Jehovah Witness, right?
By this time I had friends, yeah. I was staying on somebody's couch. I was homeless sexual. I was, yeah.
Well, this is a homosexual.
No, I said homeless sexual. I was homeless and giving sex to people home over my head. He and I started dating.
What? So how do you get from being told don't trust nobody, don't trust this, everybody is gonna hurt you, they might rape you, you get on it to relying on people that you don't really know? Like, were you
I'm a pretty social,
I'm
a social butterfly at heart, and so I let that side shine. I literally just let that side shine. I met, backstory, when I came up here for my birthday, which I didn't celebrate, but I wanted to come to a concert for my birthday, and I did. One guy hit on me at that time, and he was a guy that got me a job. I met my ex-boyfriend from, and everything, and that just kind of fell down the line that I met everybody through was that one person. And I'm glad I opened my mouth. You get what I'm saying? Like I am a believer that if you're in transition, there is somebody there that's going to help you. You just gotta jump. You get what I'm saying? Did I know this man from Adam? No. Did it work out for me? Yes. I don't know how it's going to work out for everybody, but at the same time, you have to trust your gut and trust your spirit, which is something that we're taught not to do too. But by this time, I was so done.
That's something I'm wondering. How would you?
I don't know if I could do it again. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I could do it again. Like this day and age, I don't know.
Right.
I'm glad it happened when it did. I really, really am.
So while going through that, you're going outside, you feel this stillness, this quietness, but you still receiving help from people, strangers. What was going through your head?
I was just experiencing life. I was free. I was trying everything. It's like if you were hungry for the first time, you never had food for the first time, you're going to eat everything. I want to try hamburger. I want to try sushi. I want to try fish. That's Italian. I don't know what that is. Let me try it. Because to me, my motto was, I don't know if I don't like it until I try it.
Do you have something nagging in the back of your head?
I was always still wrong. Yeah, I was still wrong. I was still a sinner. God was still going to kill me. But I was going to try everything while I could before he did.
Okay. That makes sense.
For me personally, that was my mind.
Basically in survival mode.
I was right.
You were survival mode.
Organization, because you can't heal until you're out of survival mode. You can't move forward until you're out of survival mode. Now I was in survival mode for a good 15 years. 10 years.
When did you realize you was out of survival mode?
When I met my husband.
Okay.
When I met him. I already knew him beforehand, but when we became in a relationship and I started growing my business more.
That's when you knew you was out. Did it click in your head that you was out?
No, it was slow. It was slow. It was very slow.
Okay.
And we dated for 5 or 6 years before we got married or whatever. And he required me to live by myself beforehand. So beforehand, I never lived by myself. So he required me to get an apartment before we got together. We were dating.
Were you scared living by yourselves? How did that make you feel?
I didn't want to live by myself because in my head, I'm trying to get married to have children now because I'm in my mid-30s. So let's just go. Like, why are we waiting? But I'm glad he did that, because by doing that, he built the confidence in me. And I could see I could do it by myself without someone.
I mean, yeah, that's obviously very important because you're thinking about coming from a high power religion and then you move on to a survival, maybe codependency
Right.
relationship. Is that something you see in people that are
Very
leaving?
much so. Very much so. Most of us that come out are very codependent. I was very codependent myself for a good long time because we don't know we can do it ourselves. We were never taught that we could.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, I need someone else to be here with me. I need someone else to be here with me. So yeah. And now, yes, I love him. I want him here, whatever, cool, but I can do it myself too.
Did you ever have any fear of your friends shunning you? Like experiencing your family shunning you and cutting you off? Was there any fear of having that issue as you left? Was that something you worried about? Was that something in the back of your head?
It
Did
hurts
that
still to this
create
day.
like an attachment issue in your intimate life?
I don't get the question. What do you mean?
Well, okay. For example, a lot of us grew up from our childhood, and what is demonstrated in our childhood exhibits itself in our relationship.
Right.
So you've seen people get shunned for minor shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you would shun yourself for having sex. Let me ask you this. When they kicked you out over sex, did you think that it was valid? Like, do you think that, well, they got a good point?
Yeah, I did. Remember, I was believing, I drank the Kool-Aid. I thought that they were right.
How long
I
did it
thought they
take
were
for you
right.
to realize this is not valid?
I had
This
to
is not
feed myself new
justified.
information. I had to feed myself because at that point, literally for 15 years until about 2005. No, I got a 2000. So 2013, 2014. Literally, I would beat myself up because I had the old programming. I'm
Mhm.
still using Windows 8. What are we on now? No, hell, Windows 6, Windows 1. I'm still
Oh,
using
honey, we
Windows
on
1.
Windows 12 now. Wait a minute, are we?
Okay,
10,
right.
10.
10. Okay. I'm still using the first Windows. All right. And I'm still beating myself up over this information that I had. Literally, one of my friends was doing my hair, and I was telling her that, you know what, I'm going to go do this, but I'm going to hate myself tomorrow morning, but I want to go do it anyway. I'm a Gemini, so I have that brain that I'm going to go do it, but I'm going to hate myself tomorrow. And she literally took my phone and put up a YouTube video and put in Jehovah's Witnesses. Until that moment, I never looked it up.
It never dawned onto you to look.
No, because I was scared that God would be mad at me for look. We were taught not to look up information from anybody else. Only get your information from the witnesses. So
When she typed that up, what pulled up?
A video about how people felt, and at that moment, I realized I wasn't alone. At that moment, but at that moment, I realized I wasn't alone, and then I kept scrolling, and it just everything clicked. It just seemed like this 1, 2, 3, 4, like a transformer came together, and I'm like, that all makes sense. And I sat there crying, like, wait, the reason why they don't want me to, it's like, they literally say this too. I would tell this to my friends. If you want to know about me, then ask me. Don't ask my friends, right?
Right.
That's what they say. If you want to know about witnesses, ask a Jehovah's Witness. Don't ask an ex-person. The reason why is because I'm going to tell the truth.
Right.
Right? The ex-person going to tell, nah, they shit, yada, 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 yada. You want me to ask you because you want to put the candy on top.
Right.
Okay? But for me personally, I'm strong enough to say, you want to know about me, ask my friends.
That makes sense.
Why not?
Right. I mean, that's where you get most of the accurate information anyway.
Exactly. And that's the problem, because they don't want you to have accurate information. They want to spin the truth.
I think it's telling, and it's sad listening to you hear how it took so long to get out of that mode and how you were struggling with that. And I'm thinking about the gentleman who did this. Now remember, he was an ex-member for 2 years, and I'm trying to put myself in that emotion of how he felt for the last 2 years. It took you 15 years to get through all the emotions, and that is without support. And I'm imagining that he does not have any support. In fact, the pastor that they interviewed, he claimed that he does not know that man. He don't know why he left. He didn't really want to talk about him. So obviously, he's still shunning him in death. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like
they are.
in death. They still turning him. He obviously not going to the paradise, obviously.
No,
But he's not. But this is why your organization is important. Because like you said, it took you so long to get out of deprogramming. So why don't you tell us about the race? What's the race going to do for the organization, and what would it allow you to do overall?
I will say this before I start talking about the race. I'm constantly deprogramming, even right now, like today. There's things that happened last week that I'm like, whoa, that's still there. Oh, I still think that. Oh, whoa, okay. And it's a constant progress. But you do need friends and family there to support you to go, girl, I still believe that I need a head of household. Wow, okay. And meditation and support to say, you know what? I didn't even realize I was still there. Okay, cool. I'm not stupid. All right, fine. And so my organization, our organization, the Exodus Group, my dream is to be able to support people, create a soft place to land coming out of this organization. Whether you're teenage all the way up to the older ones, as they like to say, create a soft place to land, because you need that support. You need peer support of that you're not alone, first of all,
right,
in order to heal. If you're getting kicked out or you're losing your family, you need someone there, like even you might not know them, that knows the language and knows that, wait, I'm not crazy for not knowing what to do on social media, what not to do at a party.
Right.
I'm not crazy for spending all my money on alcohol when really I need to go pay this bill, when, okay.
Right.
And understanding that, you know what, sis, you might need to back down on this, but this, what are you feeling? It's okay to feel this way. Knowing that it's okay to feel.
Oh, absolutely. I think that if he had a support like that you're trying to provide, that would have prevented everything.
Right.
And like you said, there are people who are thinking about committing suicide as they're trying to leave. Obviously, it is a high suicide rate, right? Among people who is.
They right now they have a worse. No, they do. They have a worse molestation rate than the Catholic Church. We can talk about this later.
Oh, Jesus.
They do. The reason why is because of the 2 witness rule. I cannot bring reproach against a person in the congregation or elder of the congregation unless someone else saw it. So please understand, ask me, when is there someone going to molest me in front of somebody so I can tell an elder?
Yeah, we don't have to touch on that another time. I have so many questions in my head. I'm already mad right now because you're not going to get married because we're about to die tomorrow. But oh, by the way, you can't have sex. Like, it's not making any sense. It's not making any sense. We don't go back on that. But, because I know you got to pee and everything. What's the race about? What's this race doing?
What's the race? Okay, so the race is to help the Exodus Group so that we can gain funding for our organization so we can help other people get out. I want to provide housing. I want to be able to have houses for people to get out nationwide. Education so that we can educate ourselves on budget, on how to buy a house, on how to support yourself, on how to self-love and how to self-care, on how to, I'm not the shit. I'm not shit. I am the shit. That mindset change. And just peer support that you're not alone. Because, and I want to offer this maybe not even just to Jehovah's Witnesses, but to all ex-cult members, because when you hear someone else's story, it empowers you to go, okay, they've gotten a little bit further than me. I can still keep going on.
Right.
And so the race is there in order to help people to fund so we can help people together. I want a whole group of us helping people together. Just like I'm getting text today about someone, I don't know where she is, that needs help right now. And we can all resource each other, go, okay, you can talk to this person, because this world is too beautiful to just kill yourself, to me at least, but too beautiful to kill yourself over whatever religion did. There's too many people out here that's been through what you've done. But if you've always been told that no one's done it,
right,
you're not gonna find it, because the algorithm says that no one's done it.
I mean, not only that, being told that God don't love you anymore if you don't follow these rules, so why should I even live?
Right, and I get that. For me, it wasn't even how I shouldn't live. For me, I changed it to, you know what, then if he's gonna kill me anyway, then let me go fuck shit right. Let me go have fun. And that's what I did. Instead of killing myself, I was like, then let me fuck it. Okay.
Let's go sit on it. Hey.
Right. Then let me drink all the drinks. Let me do all the things. And I'm glad I chose that route because at least I got to experience things. You get what I'm saying? But I see why. I'm not condoning suicide, but I see why. If he's already mad at me, I might as well just go ahead and off myself. I get it. Right. I'm not gonna say it didn't cross my mind 1 or 2 times. I'm not gonna lie. So it's just one of those things that when you get new information, I can't tell you how many times I've been on Instagram and someone says, thank you for your story because I can see that there is life after Jehovah's Witness. Mm-hmm. And that's all I want you to say. There is life. It's hard. Maybe, yes. Everything is hard. It's hard being a witness. It's hard not being a witness. Fine, cool. But
it's hard to breathe, but yeah.
Right. But at least now, you're good. I gotta go, sis. I got food down and your friend is calling me. All
right. So thank you so much. I will put the race link up to the race.
You guys go to my website. It's gonna be in the DMs. The race starts April 1st. It's a virtual race, so grab your Fitbit, your watches, your whatever, and get to running. The link will be below, and you literally have a month to do 9 miles. Okay, that's all I need. 9 miles from you, please. Walk it, run it, roll it, swim it, in it, jump it, dance it. I don't know. Go do it.
Double dash it.
Double dash it. Walk it, dog it. Okay, you ain't gotta do it all in a day. Do a 0.25 a day. Okay, do 0.10 a day. Just walk it and support the race. That's all I need.
All right. Thank you, Angie, for answering all my invasive questions. I wish I asked more questions like the editors, like how many times did you come today? But we don't do
not enough. I'll be coming enough in a second. Okay, bye.
Bye.